What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to the $10,000 EIDL grant stimulus update. Attorney responds. Grab your popcorn. It's about to get real up in here. It's Sunday, January the 3rd, 2020. Please do me a huge favor. Give this video a thumbs up. Hashtag EIDL with your comments below. Share this video all over social media with hashtag EIDL. And if you'd like to be one of 20 people that has a chance to win $500 as I give away my $10,000 EIDL grant. In case you haven't heard, I'm definitely getting one. I ask that you please subscribe and hit the bell. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we address the elephant in the room, let me call upon the football gods to please answer my prayer. Do we have any Cowboy fans out there? We're going up against Rod Squad's G-Men. We need the Eagles to somehow pull off a miracle because they got nothing to play for and they hate the Cowboys. So all you Fly Eagle Fly fans, please, I need you to channel a victory. I'm thinking something like 24-17-ish. We need the Cowboys to beat the Giants in New York. It's raining. It's windy. That's a ground game, but you can also pass. I was a quarterback in high school. One of the best times to throw the ball is when the field is slick. And then we need the Eagles, seriously. They don't have Fletcher Cox. They seem to have no soul on defense when he's not in the game. Deshaun Jackson, he's out again. You know, it's not looking too good for us. So we may win in New York, and the Eagles are just going to say, we don't want the Cowboys. We'd rather have a better draft pick. So please, let's all unite under a common cause. That the Cowboys beat the Giants, the Eagles beat the Washington football team, so we can all have the dream of the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Mr. Tom Brady himself, coming to Dallas and AT&T Stadium for the first playoff game in the NFC East, hosted by the one and only Dallas Cowboys, who have been absolutely atrocious for the last 25 years. Please, Almighty God, amen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be happy to know I not only have my trusted Vitaliy coffee and my favorite organic heavy cream with a little bit of local honey, but I gotta show you this. Look at that. Huh? Look at that. Those are the Pillsbury Grand. Huh? I know all you health nuts out there, this is not good, but I needed to chill out. And as you guys know, I currently have multiple conversations with both of my parents who have passed recently, especially my mother. And she said, why don't you put some of those Pillsbury Grands in the oven? When you were a kid, I used to do that to settle you down because you were constantly picking on your younger brothers. I'm the oldest of 5. Beautiful sister right up the street. She's a year younger. 3 younger brothers, 2 in New York, 1 in Colorado. So I feel much more relaxed. I'm excited about the game today. So let's get right into it. Look, in case you just crawled out from under a rock, you might have noticed a bit of a tussle, shall we say, between yours truly and Meet Kevin, someone I have said repeatedly for 10 months that I've been running this channel. That's a super talented guy. You don't have to agree with him. He's not always right, and neither am I. We're occasionally wrong, and as one subscriber probably aptly put it, you two are like 2 little spoiled brats rolling around in the schoolyard fighting over the last Tootsie Roll sucker. So hats off to you, dear. You were spot on with that. So look. Both of us have an ego. Both of us have skin in the game. He's a much larger channel. He's making a fortune with AdSense. I got a pretty good idea what it is, and it's through the roof. And he's built a very successful real estate / investment business. And in case you didn't hear me, I have major respect for the kid. Don't always agree. I think he's dead wrong, and he's starting to realize that, isn't it? Did you see the video last night where him and I are going back and forth on his channel in the comments? It's obvious he took a swing at me, but it's also obvious that he's moved way over to our direction, saying, well, maybe it is possible. 2 weeks ago, you're getting $1,000 per employee, take it or leave it. That is not the case. And after today's video, you'll be just like me, more confident than ever. And I'm going to explain in this video, what are you going to expect from the SBA? Are you going to get $10,000, and what do you have to do in order to qualify? When's the portal going to open, and when are they going to start paying out the money? I'm going to answer all that before the end of today's video. But I want to start off, now that we got that out of the way. By the way, shout out to the hater on his channel. This is special stuff, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I got to take a bite of this. This is just too good to be. It's like, Jason, are you going to leave me here and not take at least a bite? Oh, my God. Coffee and cinnamon rolls. Is there any fans out there? I need the Cowboy fans. Come at me, you Fly Eagle Fly fans. Give me something. Who loves cinnamon rolls? What's your favorite kind? Say something. Give a shout out to Meet Kevin and be nice to him. Seriously. I do believe that he has your best interest at heart. Sometimes he gets carried away. So do I. We all do. We're all trying to do the best thing possible, and that's get you 10 grand. Get the loan caps removed at 150, put them back at 2 million where they belong, and get the loan forgiven so it's treated just like the PPP. In that, you might not want to eat a cinnamon roll on live camera. In that as long as you spend it on payroll, your rent, utilities, etc., you shouldn't have to pay the SBA a dime. I think those latter two, removal of the caps and possible loan forgiveness, or at least partial, is very, very probable before, let's say, April or May of this year. But let me give you a little dose of common sense. And then I'm going to talk about this lawyer who did take our side. And in the second half of his video, which I will pin along with those 5 other assets, including the tweet that he's referencing to Jackie Rosen, where she guaranteed $10,000 EIDL grants, EIDL grants, on December the 23rd on Twitter. But here's a little common sense. Set aside who you think is right or wrong. Just put it aside for a second. Part of what I do is fact-based, and I base my opinions on the facts as I know them. So I'm in the weeds, as I said yesterday. I'm calling and talking to the Jackie Rosens, the John Cornyn's, the Steve Chabot's, etc., Ben Cardin, etc., etc., etc. Many times it's just the staff. And I can promise you guys this. There are over 50 congressmen and women, senators of both parties, that have signed official letters, starting with, whether you like them or not, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi back in April, that wrote a scathing letter to the SBA, which was later backed up by the Government Accountability Office, which accused the SBA of violating the law. Their words, not mine. Withholding information, not processing loans on time, and rationing the grant and capping the loans at 150 when they're supposed to be up here at $2 million. So, you know that I don't do the name drops of who I'm talking to, but just hear me out here and put 2 and 2 together for me. I believe it's in black and white in the new law, crystal clear as day, unlike what Kevin thinks, that you're getting $10,000 or the balance thereof. I'll explain the exact parameters in a second. But get your arms around this. Jackie Rosen has an office in Las Vegas. John Cornyn has an office in Dallas, Texas. Steve Chabot, a Republican of Ohio, has an office in Lebanon, not the country, Lebanon, Ohio. In both the case of Vegas and Dallas, they are $6,000 above the minimum threshold for low income. In other words, you got to have 80% of your state's median income to be considered low. Dallas and Vegas are $6,000 above the minimum 80% threshold. Lebanon is considered a middle to high end. It actually has $2,000 more in terms of median income than Ohio does itself. So think about this. Common sense, right? Take what you've heard from me in the bill, even what Kevin is saying, and what this lawyer is going to put together, which is mind-blowingly crystal clear. Do you guys honestly think, seriously, that Jackie Rosen and John Cornyn, who are in middle-income cities, who wrote the EIDL for Small Business Act known as S4227, Jackie Rosen, who on December the 23rd guaranteed, her words not mine, guarantees $10,000 grants, and Steve Chabot's one-pager, which is also pinned in the top comment, says $20 billion for low income and $20 billion to create a process to get you the balance of $10,000, which is what I've been saying for months. Can you imagine? Jackie's in median income. John Cornyn is in median income. They wrote the EIDL for Small Business Act that does guarantee 10 grand with no documentation, no reapplication. You can have shitty credit below 570, which is required for the loan. And if you don't want the loan, you just want the grant. That's what S4227 says. It also has almost all of that in the current law that has now become official. And Steve, who's up in Lebanon, Ohio, I believe it's the 1st District, Henry County, there are $4 and $5 million homes up there, folks. Try to imagine those three who are in the weeds. They know as much or more about getting you 10 grand or the balance thereof than anybody of any party in any house known as Congress. How would they ever set foot outside of Vegas, Dallas, and Lebanon when virtually all of their constituents don't qualify for the grant? They'd be run out of town, tar and feathered, or maybe even worse. So listen to me when I'm telling you this. There are lots of senators, congressmen and women, and staff in particular, who are on your side. They know you got the shaft. The SBA, through direction of the current administration, illegally rationed the grant and caps the loans. So when you take the facts of the bill that this lawyer is going to go through in just a second, I want you to watch it and subscribe to the channel. It's worth every single penny. It's crystal clear. When you measure the congressional intent and the outrage among more than 50 that the intent of the CARES Act was 10 grand, not 1,000 per employee, you will come to the undeniable conclusion by the end of today, if not in the next hour, that you're getting $10,000. And I'll explain exactly how and to who in just a second. All right. I don't know this guy until last night when I commented on his video, which is now going viral. Please be respectful. There's a lot of, for example, there's a, help me understand this one. Kevin and I are going back and forth on his channel, his latest PPP Idol channel. And one of his rabid fans, and I can understand and appreciate why so many are loyal to him. He's a sharp cookie. He says to me, "Get out of here. You're nothing but a foul-mouthed con man. Fuck you." So I said to myself, why the fuck would this guy think I'm a foul-mouthed con man? So if somebody can tell me in the comments why in the world he would say something like that about me, I'd like to know. All right, this lawyer, I hope you guys are having a good time. Educate and entertain, get you 10 grand, remove the caps, get the loans forgiven. That's what we're all about here. All right, his name is Vitaliy Volpov. Volpov. Don't know him, never talked to him until last night, but I have been a subscriber to his channel because he has a very easy way of making complicated legalese, lawyer talk, understandable to the common man and woman. The title of his video is Attorney Explains Why Meet Kevin is Wrong About $10,000 EIDL Grants. I will pin a copy of the link in the top comment. After you're done engaging and watching here, please go over there and you tell him what you honestly think. And if you're like me and Vitaliy, by the end of today, if not sooner, you're going to be sitting there going, it is true. This crazy mofo and a handful of other channels that I have constantly promoted for the last 10 months, we have done it, ladies and gentlemen. We have done it. Because what you will discover in Vitaliy's video, the first half, yes, he takes my side. Thank you very much. The most important part is the second half, where he literally puts up the old CARES Act right alongside the new law that's become official. And it's all about Section 332. And with all due respect, this is what Meet Kevin is missing. He's probably going to get it now. That is the section that strikes and replaces a bunch of stuff. I've talked about it repeatedly. I think it's page 2190. They strike $20 billion, which was the old EIDL grant amount that they paid us out in 2020, and they replace it with $40 billion. I'm saying, Vitaliy's saying it's $20 billion for low income, $20 billion to get the rest of you that are already in the queue, the balance of the 10 grand that you were promised. In one section of the video, it's 2/3 of the way through, he literally shows you the exact lines and segments where they take out the old language and they put in the new. In other words, Section 1110 of the CARES Act, that's the whole up to $10,000 within 72 hours bullshit that we've had to suffer through. They take that out, and Vitaliy walks you through this, and they put in the shall receive $10,000 or the maximum of $10,000 minus the amount already received. That is the balance thereof. So watch the video. Set aside your opinions on who's right and who's wrong. We're probably all wrong and guilty of a little too much ego. I'll concede to that much. But watch the video and compare it against the facts and what I just said in terms of common sense, that your biggest fans of both parties that have fought nonstop, many of them alongside us for 10 months, there's no way in hell they're letting just this grant go to those in low income. Now, if you made it this far, thank you. Who's going to get the money and when? The SBA has indicated, and it's all over the place, that they're going to release the rules on the PPP and probably EIDL on Wednesday the 6th. So it's almost showtime, folks. And then they're going to start taking applications on the PPP Monday the 11th. I think they're going to launch the portal. I'm sticking to it for the EIDL grant on Sunday the 10th. However, and I'm going to put my head back in the guillotine based on who I've been talking to, I do not believe the portal is going to be for 90% of you. I could be wrong. I look forward to being wrong. But let me tell you why I don't believe 90% of you have to do a damn thing other than wait for the email. We have since learned in the law that's now become official that the SBA has access to your tax records. In other words, they don't have to ask you to sign a 4506T or send in anything. Congress, whether it's right or wrong, you decide, has granted them everything to do a quick check. Are you full of shit or are you real? And as I told you, they have outsourced, from what I'm hearing, to a fraud detection agency that has ties into the CIA, the FBI. In other words, if you lie to the SBA this time, you're in big trouble. They're going to smell a rat from a mile away. So I'm telling you right now, if you've been playing games, you need to stop, because they're going to catch you and they might be merciless. Now, it's also my opinion. So 90% of you, chill out, wait. We're going to have details. I don't think this portal is going to apply to you. I think it's going to be an email. Congratulations, as a result of passing a so-and-so, you are now eligible to receive the balance of the $10,000. Sign and drive. And if it's not a sign and drive, it'll be an embedded link to go to a separate site. I believe, and I'm okay with being wrong, that the new portal that's going to open on Sunday night is for the low-income grant. It's for new people only. So listen to me carefully. If you already applied before the law was passed, I think it was December the 22nd. You're a small business owner, you're a sole prop, you're an independent contractor, you're a gig worker, and you're for real, because they're going to be checking. You're going to get $10,000 of EIDL cash advance, the grant, or the balance thereof. So you got bad credit? Not a problem as far as this guy is concerned. As long as you applied before December 23rd, you're real and you can prove it, and you've got an app number, 3334. They're going to send you an email. If you applied when they ran out of money, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure Vitaliy feels the same way, you're getting $10,000 provided you're real and you meet the qualifications that they determine of what a sole prop or an independent contractor have to be. Now, can the SBA throw a little bit of wrinkle in terms of defining those roles? Sure they can. But are they going to get away with screwing you not once but twice? No way in hell. No way in hell. So 90% of you, do nothing, wait for the email. I don't think the portal that's going to launch applies to you. It'll be an email, sign and drive. Now, they've got 21 days to pay you or reject you. I don't think the rejections, particularly if you got a loan or you won in reconsideration, are going to be brutal. I think they're going to say, based on your application from May the 7th, you are potentially qualified to receive the balance of your $10,000 cash advance. However, our records indicate, because they've got access to your tax returns now, that you didn't file your 2019 tax returns. Upon completion of that, please reach back out to us and we'll reconsider our position. In other words, they're going to give you a chance to do what you're missing or lacking in terms of proving your validity. 10% at most of this channel will be the low-income grant. It is, and I'm really confident about this after Vitaliy's video in particular, it's only for new people. If you applied before December 22nd when the law was passed, you're in the bucket to get 10 grand if they ran out of money when you applied, or the balance of the 1,000 per employee. Unfortunately, unless they change the rules, if you're new and you've never applied for a loan or a grant at the SBA.gov, you're going to have to go into this low income. And that's only about 40% from what we're hearing recently. So if you're in Lebanon, New York, Atlanta, you're not in low income. You're shit out of luck, at least for now. And don't forget, they said this was a down payment on stimulus. I'm also telling you, it's my opinion, and it's pinned in the top comment. Karen Mills, who used to run the SBA before Miss Javita Carranza did under the Obama administration, she said you deserve $10,000, not $1,000 per employee. And she is working right now with Big Ben Cardin, who wants to wipe out the loan and forgive it altogether, to get you another 6 months of working capital. So if you already got 50 grand, which was the intent of the CARES Act, I believe sometime in February, March, April, they're going to say, great news, this next round of stimulus that's coming under the new administration, you can get another 6 months of working capital. Again, read it for yourself. That's the former head of the SBA. And I believe sometime, let's say around April or May, the SBA is not only going to offer deferral of another year. So it's 1 year until you got to start paying. It's my opinion, based on who I'm talking to, they're going to extend it out another year if you can show economic loss or you're in trouble and you can't make payments. But I also believe whether it's through the Lifeline grant or something similar, they're going to give at least $50,000 of loan forgiveness. That is not a guarantee. That is someone who's been in the weeds as deep as anyone over the last 10 months. So ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. Meet Kevin. You're a super talented guy. Who knows? You and Vitaliy, you're in the same business. Maybe he could become an advisor or a lawyer for you. Who knows? Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, let's hope the Cowboys win. The Eagles pull off a miracle. Always remember, I love each and every one of you, and thank you so much for watching.